Hey everyone. All right, so I really wanted to chat about this, and I don't have a script. I don't have really a whole lot to, I guess, what's the word? Um, I'm not really sure that I have a whole lot of um, deep insight into what's going on right now. Um, I'm just going to start talking, and and hi Angela. um, so here's what I'm thinking. Right now, um, America has a president who is in the hospital, um, and he is positive for COVID. He does have some symptoms. It has been reported that he has a temperature and that he has a cough. Um, uh, there are several aspects right now that I think that we really need to look at. First of all, um, I have to tell you that I'm really upset with the left right now because the left is essentially cheering that that he has COVID. Um, I don't think that's necessarily a good thing. I I'm I'm a little sad that we are cheering, and by we I mean the collective we, not each individual, but the collective we are cheering about the fact that he has been tested positive for COVID. Um, he's in a high risk group. Um, he is obviously overweight. He would deny that. He says he only weighs 239. I weigh almost that, and I'm about 4 inches shorter than he is, and he is at least twice as big as I am as far as around. Um, and I'm pretty much 215, 220, I think. Um, so we know that he weighs much more than 239 pounds. He is obese. Um, we don't know much about his current health because he, of course, suppresses it. Um, he says that he's in good health. He says he has the health of a 45-year-old. Um, Frankly, I highly doubt that. Sorry, uh, I don't think it's true. Um, he has a lot of factors that that include comorbidity. One of those is definitely his weight. Um, the other is he's in his 70s. Um, with him being sent to Walter Reed, even though the official um, the official stance is he's going there out of incredible caution, um, and I can't remember the exact term that the White House used, but caution was there. Um, it doesn't necessarily mean a damn thing. Um, he was sent to Walter Reed. Um, if you look at his video, I was looking at his video before he left, and I actually looked at him. I looked at his face. First of all, it wasn't orange. so he didn't have his makeup on, and he was rather pale. Um, this is really not a good thing. I don't believe for a second that this is something that we should either sweep under the carpet, nor shall we cheer. Um, whether we like him or not, whether we consider him to be our president, and I don't. I think that he's a usurper. I really find him to be the worst president that we've had in my lifetime, if not forever. Um, with the possible exception of George W. Bush, who is, frankly, a war criminal and should still be held to killing hundreds of thousands of innocent people, including our own troops, for a lie. But that's another video. Um, but he's... And for this, I'm talking about Trump. He has lied to the American people multiple thousands of times. He is... he incites violence. He's just a horrible human being. He is literally supporting white nationalism. So he is not a decent human being. He is not a decent president. But do I wish death on him? No. If you want to know the truth, I'm not celebrating the fact that he has COVID. I'm not sad about it by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm certainly not celebrating it. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. I think that he has proven himself to be the type of person that we do have these feelings for of I hope something worse happens, but I don't. I'm trying in my brain to really separate that vindictive sort of hateful, spiteful part of me with the humanity part of me, which is I really want to know that he will not die because of it. Do I hope that he actually suffers? I can't say no to that. I don't want him to be asymptomatic so that he can actually then use that against anything having to do with COVID in the future, right? Because it is very possible that what could happen is he could very easily turn that against science and say, I was positive and I had nothing. I guess the concern that I have right now is that he is going to the hospital. You don't go to the hospital for minor cold symptoms. If his symptoms are minor, as the White House is saying, And you don't go to the hospital for something like that. You go to the hospital for something that's a little deeper. Um, it has been reported that he has a cough and a temperature, um, which are indicative of some more possibly major symptoms. Um, and this carries a lot of weight for the next 3 weeks or 4 weeks. We have an election coming in a month and a day, and that election now hinges on the health of the President of the United States. No matter how we feel about him, um, it's it's an important thing to consider. If something should happen, if he should be um, incapacitated, we now have a non-contested, um, essentially non-contested uh, election. We have Pence, who is the running mate but cannot be the the president, so he will become the interim president until Inauguration Day in January. We have to remember this. Um, so Pence cannot run as the president. Um, if he is incapacitated, neither can Donald Trump. So we have the third party candidates. We have Joe Biden, and all of this is important to consider right now. Um, Only because uh, we have we have this balance that that has to be that has to be weighed, and Mike Pence um, may or may not. Hi, Dennis. um, I'm I'm not going to completely disagree with you on that, Dennis. About justice being served. Um, Karma is a bitch, and we all know that. Um, my concern is that the left is far too giddy about this, and we probably should not be as giddy as we are, especially since we are so concerned about the 200,000 plus lives that have already been lost. We can't lose that focus. Even one life, even if we disagree with that life, even if we despise the person, um, I'm not really sure that we should um, really be giddy about the possibility of losing that life. Um, if we are so concerned about the lives that have already been lost, maybe we should be concerned about this life as well. Um, I'm not at all going to weep a tear if COVID takes him. Hi, Jessica. Um, I'm not at all going to be. I'm not at all going to shed a tear. Trust me. I don't like the man. Um, it does not mean that I wish death on him, but if that death should come, it's not going to hurt my heart. Um, I will honestly want to see how it all plays out, particularly with Pence, um, because Pence is not much better. In fact, I I would venture to say that Pence is probably worse because Pence has a brain. Um, um, he's a brain that I absolutely despise, and I probably fear him more because he actually does think. Um, and he is as against me as a gay man as yes, Jessica, that debate was definitely a shite show, that's for sure. Um, but Pence is probably more against me than I am against black licorice. That's another video for another time. But black licorice, it's Satan. It comes straight from the Satan, from the very center of hell, um, and along with liver, does not even belong in. It just does not. Um, so it just does not belong. But anyway, um, back to the point. Um, I would be concerned about Mike Pence um, um, being president should Herr Fuhrer, Lord Dampnut, the impeached orange usurper, um, die because of COVID. Um, and Jessica, thank you. Yes, I got I got a thumbs up on that one. Actually, I got how many? 8. I got 8 pukes. So 8 emoji pukes on black licorice. There we go. Um, we have we're at a crossroads here, and we don't know where to go. Um, we don't know where the car is going to turn right now because um, is I've heard a lot of theories. Um, some of them are, I'm not really sure if we could even consider them to be valid conspiracy theories, but there are theories that first of all, he's faking it to get some sympathy votes on the 3rd, and that next week he will miraculously be healed. I'm not so sure about that one. There. Oh, okay, Jessica. I called him Herr Führer, Herr Hair, Führer, Lord Dampnut, which is actually an anagram of his name. All of his letters are in Lord Dampnut. The impeached orange usurper. That's what I call him. Pretty much every time I mention him in a Facebook note, that's what I write. Um, I rarely call him by his name. He is Herr Führer, Lord Dampnut, the impeached orange usurper. So you can tell your boyfriend that, yep, that's it. um, I'm I'm very trepidatious about the next few months. Um, I believe um, with after the first debate that there's a real possibility if we all get out to vote. So that's the first thing I want to say is get out to vote one way or another. If you're like in Washington, a mail-in state, as soon as you get that, fill it out and mail it out as soon as possible. Um, and yes, see, Jessica, that's where I was heading. Let me get this out, and I'll talk about that. But that's the first thing. You need to get out to vote, no matter what. If you're an early vote state, get out to vote. And Herr Führer Lord Dampnut, the impeached orange usurper, did say something that he wanted all of his supporters to go out to the polling sites to watch what was going on. Fuck them. Just ignore them. Just go out. Don't be intimidated by them. If Biden's your dude, go out and vote for Biden, and just forget about who's watching you. Don't let them intimidate you. Don't do anything to retaliate. Just don't let them intimidate you. Hold your head up high. Walk right in there. Mark your ballots. Drop them off. And hold your head up high and walk out. Don't let them intimidate you. Be strong. Be strong. Don't be retaliatory at all. Period. I'm begging you. Do what you need to do to vote him out. I'm not a huge Biden supporter, but I'm becoming more of a huge Biden supporter because I'm pretty sure that we would be 100 times better off than we are right now. After that debate, he didn't do a whole lot to really boost me too far, but he did enough to make me think, okay, I got your back, Joe. I got your back. You're not nearly as far left as I am, but yes, but Jessica, unfortunately, my little tiefling barbarian token for D&D is a better candidate than Trump. So the bar isn't really that high, to be honest. But yes, Biden, I think, is a better candidate. He's not the best. And again, I've said this a lot since Nina Turner said it. Right now we have a choice between a full plate of shite and a half a plate of shite. Either way, we still have shite, right? I will take the half a plate of shite over the full plate. I think it's important that we move forward as much as we can. I wish we could move forward further. I think we would have been able to had the DNC been on the up and up. But the DNC fucked us over yet again. But I think what is more important right now is that I hate saying this, but we have to at least get back to the status quo. We are so far below the status quo that moving to the status quo is a progressive step. I hate having to say that, but that's what I'm saying. And I believe that that's the only way that we are going to step on an even keel. So on November 3rd, get out to vote. If you're a mail-in state, fill that ballot out and mail it out. You have no excuse. The state mails that out to all registered voters. You have no excuse. Fill it out, fill it out properly, send it properly. If there's a security envelope, stick your ballot into the security envelope before you put it into the envelope. Sign it, date it, everything that you need to do. Make sure that you follow the directions of every single ballot that is filled out. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever state, fill it out in completion and correctly so that it will get counted. And I don't care who you vote for when it comes to that particular thing. I even hope that the ones who vote for Trump fill it out correctly, because we are going to get an accurate count if that is the case. I don't care who you vote for as long as you vote correctly. I do care who you vote for if you care about the future of our country. Okay? So that's Uncle Timmy's saying there, right? It's most important that we really consider what the future of our country is going to be. Are we going to have 4 more years of what we have had since 2017? Or are we going to have 4 years of possible progressive things? Also, down ticket voting. Most important, if you are a progressive, if you are what I call Bernie-crat, if you are left, if you want Medicare for all, if you want the Green New Deal, if you want tuition-free college, if you want a UBI, if you want regulation of Wall Street, if you want all of these things that Bernie, that AOC, that Omar, that Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, to some extent Tulsi Gabbard, Ro Khanna, if you want that type of progressive thinking and policy, vote down ticket. It's not enough to just check Biden. You have to vote down ticket, and you have to vote progressive thinkers, because the House and the Senate are who are going to actually make these policies that will force Biden to become more of a progressive president, right? So do that. Also, you have state and local races that must be taken care of and voted. So vote down ticket as progressively as you can. That's where I'm at. I'm going to plug my nose when it comes to marking Biden, but I'm also realizing that when I vote down ticket and I vote more progressive as I'm going down ticket, I am supporting what I feel, what I believe, the policies that I hold to. So do that. Don't just mark Biden. Vote down ticket. That's what's going to... that is the actual mandate. The president is not the mandate. The down ticket is the mandate. That is where we stand. That is where we as a people stand. We, the people, want to be represented, so we choose our representatives and our senators accordingly. The more progressive voters that go out and vote, the more progressives that fill out their mail-in ballots that are mailed to them automatically, then that is what is going to be said. we've become incredibly lax in our ideal of this republic, uh, particularly since I was a child. Um, I remember when Jimmy Carter was voted in, um, and it was it was an incredible time. Actually, I also remember when Reagan was voted in, and everybody thought they were doing a great thing by bringing in this actor, and we had the AIDS crisis um, shortly thereafter, and he ignored it to the point where thousands of gay men died. And had he listened to the CDC, um, those thousands would not have died. And had he done what was the best for America at the time, yes, it would have been difficult because he would have had to close down bathhouses and bars and quarantined those who have already been diagnosed with what was called at that point the gay cancer. Um, but it would have curtailed a lot of those thousands of deaths that happened in the 80s and the 90s. And we're seeing that right now with a plague of a different kind. It isn't the gay plague. It's literally a pandemic that has been badly managed from the very beginning. He knew about this in December, and it took him till March to do anything about it, and he did the least amount he possibly could, and it wasn't enough. We've lost more than 200,000 lives, and this is a bungle on his part, like it was a bungle on Reagan's part. We need strong leadership. Do I think Biden is strong? I believe that he's much stronger than Trump, mainly because what he is concerned about, or at least what his most popular rhetoric is populist. He has shown himself to be concerned about the regular people in the past. Granted, he has a past to me that is questionable, but there are some other points to some of the things that he has done in the past. His record does show that he obviously cares more about the little people than Herr Lord Dampnut, the impeached orange usurper. It might be a little less, but it's still, or it might be a little more, but it's still more. I would rather have a baby step forward than taking huge, giant steps backwards. Right now, America feels to me like it probably felt in the 1920s during Herbert Hoover's presidency. The rich are getting richer. The corporations are getting more corporate. Um, the the politicians are doing nothing for the little people, and we are losing our homes and becoming um, citizens of shanty towns. Um, Back then, they were called Hoovervilles. Um, so I feel more like we have stepped so far back that we are literally 100 years in the past. Um, so we need to move forward, even if it is baby steps. Um, that's essentially all I've really had to say. I really want us to not cheer for the fact that Trump is sick, that he is positive for COVID. Um, I think we should be careful about the conspiracy theory that it's very convenient that he's positive. Not that I'm really um, chiding you, Jessica, about that, um, because you're not the only one who says that. In fact, many, many, many folks that I've seen are saying that it's very coincidental that that he's positive now. Um, doesn't mean that it doesn't happen, because the symptoms and the positivity can come without you really knowing it. Um, so, Hope Hicks tested positive about a week ago. It's not surprising that they've tested positive. He and Melania have tested positive now. Um, would not surprise me if in the next few days more members of the Trump family might test positive. They might be able to. They may be able to be less affected because they're probably a little healthier. They don't have the comorbidity that that is an awful, awful word to say. Comorbidity that Trump has, but it doesn't mean that they won't be any less likely to test positive. So it's very possible that this is legit. It's very possible that he will be less symptomatic than others. But I think we have to. Oh my God, Leslie, Kellyanne Conway too? Wow. Oh, by the way, hi Leslie. Um, so 7 people. Leslie just said 7 people who came in contact with him have also tested positive, and that includes Kellyanne Conway. Um, so this is not a small thing. I think we have to be prepared for the worst. I hope we're not cheering for the worst or praying for the worst, but I think we have to be prepared for the worst. And I also think we have to understand that no matter what, oh wow, she just tweeted it. Oh man, I'm not on Twitter, so I don't I don't get that stuff until it's like, cycled through. Um, I really want us to understand that this is a life. We should probably be concerned about the loss of life, um, um, and I am. I really despise having to say that I am I am hoping that we don't lose our president. Um, but it's because he's a human being, not because I support him. Um, and it's it's sad that he had um, totally denied all the science, and that this is happening um, because it seems like with 7 more people, um, including Kellyanne Conway, um, contracting it, it seems like it was a petri dish um, waiting to happen because masks weren't involved. Um, and it's sad. It's it's actually a very sad thing. Um, I do too, Leslie. I really hope that they will all be wiser for the experience. Um, there's a huge part of me that highly doubts that they'll be wiser, but the hope is there. Um, so um, anyway, I just had to say that um, this has been a much longer video than I was expecting it would be, but um, I had to get a whole lot of shite out and just kind of get it off my chest and away from my shoulders. Um, I'm I'm fairly emotional about everything. Um, there's too much at stake. Um, a republic is at stake. Um, we could go into a complete chaotic mess if we allow it. My hope is that we don't allow it. My hope is that, first of all, we get out to vote. Second, we who fear the right, I'm one of those. I actually fear the right. We who fear the right need to hold our head up high anyway. We need to do what we know we need to do, and we need to be strong without retaliation. Don't be retaliatory. I'm begging you. Don't be retaliatory. I mean, Michelle Obama said it best. When they go low, you go high, right? Um, take the high road. Just hold your head up. Just be strong. Um, you don't have to be an asshole to be strong. You just need to do what you need to do, right? I mean, fuck. I wear kilts every day of my life. I have. I wear pride. I wear pride shite. I have. I have my double male symbol. I'm proud. I'm a proud gay man. Everyone who knows me knows that. I hold my head up high. I'm pretty sure that all of us who are anti-Trump administration can hold our heads up high and vote him out. I I see proud black men and women walking these streets, walking the streets of Portland, walking the streets of Seattle. Their heads are held up high. If they can do it, surely you can fucking vote for Joe Biden without having some proud boy scaring you from doing it. I don't know where that came from. I'm sorry. At any rate, I'm going to cut this off right now before I start babbling too much. Again, it's been almost an hour. Sorry for the long-winded ramble, but that's where I'm at right now. I hope you all have a great weekend, and we will see each other, I'm sure, on Facebook in the next couple days.